Let's try that again. Hello and welcome to Heather and Hops. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, you will know that my name is Kat, also known as Catherine. I don't know why I always give that option, but it's just become a little bit habitual at this point. And this is my little space on the internet where I have shared my knitting journey from basically day one through to now. It's been a little while. That wasn't really an intentional break, but these things happen, and given the world situation at the moment, I didn't think anyone would really mind. I hope that you are all doing well and your loved ones too. So let's jump in. Today I'm wearing my Dana top, which is a little top that I created and designed, and my brioche cardigan that I made for myself too. This is the second one of these, and the second one of these that I have actually knitted. This one was on my own base, the yak base, in the colourway Sunshine type, and this one was a custom one that I dyed for myself. It has, the majority is one single colour, and then the bottom almost fades slightly. This was just because I over dyed another yarn that I had dyed and wasn't that enamoured with. So there we have it. So what have I been working on? I've been working on quite a bit. I've been taking it fairly steady, taking each day as it comes. I feel very grateful for my current situation, though I have, it's a bit strange talking about this, but I have lost all my work because I left my job, weird, just before Christmas. The other job that I took on was just far too full on given my chronic illness, is the easiest way to describe it, and my event work, which I find quite manageable because I can pick and choose, and it's a short burst of energy followed by a bit of a break, has, as you might have guessed, all been cancelled. So I've been doing other bits. I have been knitting quite a bit and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. We've had quite a lot of sunshine. Today is the second day we've had an overcast sky, and that's quite nice. Yesterday was really rainy and the plants in the garden look a lot happier for it. So anyway, knitting. So I've been trying to show this one on Instagram for, well, when I finally got pictures, it had been finished for nearly 2 weeks. So I've been trying to finish this for quite a while. It knitted up really quickly, and it is a Sojourner shawl by Zandy Peters. If you do follow me on Instagram, you will know that Audrey has claimed it as her own, but I have finally woven in the ends and managed to get a few pictures of it. It's a brioche shawl with a lace section and a ribbing edging. I didn't finish mine to quite the length that was written in pattern. I would have liked to, but I had two, I believe from memory, 2 mini skeins of mohair, so I had just shy of the 400 or 425 required. And I'm not sad, I think it's come out beautiful. It's the right sort of size for me. I can wear it in a numerous ways, and it has seen its wear already. So the purple colour, is it coming out clear? Yeah, clear-ish. The purple is my own, and it is my colourway Moonchild, and the mohair, that is. The purple sock yarn that I held with it is Undercover Otter in Dark Skies, and the grey, which is the main colour on the back of the shawl, is my just a plain grey that I dyed up, and ash grey mohair by Drops. I really like this shawl. Even Alex has wrapped himself around him quite a few times when we've been sat watching television in the evenings. overall, this was a really nice pattern to work on. Once you get into the swing of the brioche, you just off you go. You don't really need to keep tabs, and you can use the main increase markers to count how many repeats that you've done. So it's quite it's intuitive without being just stockinette or garter, which I really enjoyed. I was quite grateful for. The lace is really satisfying to knit. The welts, which I'm quite surprisingly used to knitting at this point, was really nice, and using the lifeline technique on the shawl this big was definitely the right idea, because I probably would have gone off pieced and it would have come out wonky. So overall, I am really happy with this, and this was meant to be a summer shawl, but then I got carried away and added the mohair. So I would like to cast on something a bit more summery in terms of shawls next time. So if you've got any ideas of patterns, I'm always open to hearing them. If you've designed a pattern or you've got an idea, that would be awesome too. Yeah, very fluffy, very on brand, purple and mohair. Yeah, basically every finished object that I have to show you today might have mohair and it might be purple. So second one, this excites me. This used up some yarn which would have otherwise been not scrap but left over from the Art Nouveau pattern that I test knit for Rachel Illisley of Unwind Knitwear. I really liked that, working that jumper, but I had quite a bit left. So we were sat on Zoom, as we all do at the moment, and the projects that I were working on were all a little bit like not too thinky for my current situation. So I decided to cast on as I was sat there. The yarn caught my eye and I was like, actually, I've been looking at this pattern. I received it as a really very kind gift really shortly after I started knitting, and these would have been perfect for all of the times that I was working in coffee events. In fact, they might be too special to me now, but I might knit another pair for that reason. But you know, they're fingerless mitts. They would have been perfect in the cold, but keeping my hands warm, and I can still have full dexterity movements with my fingers and make coffee. So we were sat on Zoom and I just cast them on with almost reckless abandon, but it was one of the best things I could have done, just because I wanted a little bit of ribbing. But the ribbing quickly turned into, oh yeah, I can knit this while I'm on chat. I didn't finish these in one go, but I did, you know, I got down to the moons very quickly and they almost knit themselves. They were done in just a few days. Bring them a little bit closer so you can see. They fit perfectly, and you can see the mohair on there. Yeah, I'm not talking about them because I'm just a bit in awe. So I knit these using Drops Flora, behind my face, which is very affordable yarn. It's, I'll get this wrong, but from memory it's about 60% wool and 40% alpaca. And this, as I said, was leftovers from another top, and the mohair was leftovers. It'll always get used from this. So I can be like a lilac warrior, which, yeah. So overall, I'm really, really grateful for Mispa for gifting me this pattern. I can see another pair on the horizon, and if not just for myself, for gifts too. Although they take a little bit of time, it's a really, really addictive chart to work. It, like, once you've done the moons, you're like, wow, the moons have gone so quickly, and then by the time you get up to here, you've not done many rows before you're suddenly working on the moth, and yeah, beautifully written pattern, quite easy to change gauge should you want to. I think I am more than happy with how mine came out size wise. They fit my hands perfectly, but if I were to knit them for someone with slightly larger hands, I'd go up, and slightly smaller hands, I'd go down. I have incredibly long fingers and quite big hands. I talk about this probably way too much. Alex thinks I'm a bit mad, but my hands are huge for my size. But these fit me exactly how I would have hoped. I did a mix of a bind off. So I did a mix between a stretchy and a non-stretchy bind off. I think I did it a 1:3 ratio. So 3 standard with 1 stretchy, just to give a little bit of a give. So yeah, undoing mittens, gorgeous. And then I have 3 finished objects. Wow. And this one is right on brand. This is one that I did a little swatch in the garden in the sunshine when I had an idea, and then within 2 hours, I'd say, I'd had my lunch and cast on with reckless abandon. I did a bit of maths and straight in. The one thing that I would do next time is go down a needle size for the cast on. I do actually like the way the neck sits, but I just worry that it might, nature of a neckline and the nature of the way I've designed it, it might open out, so I would go down a needle size next time, and I will adjust the chart for the cable. And this one is knitted using, what was it using? So it was using Biff Sugar Yarns Merino Singles on her Daydreamer colourway, and yet again my Moonchild colourway on my Mohair base. And here she is. I have affectionately named this Spiritual Guardians on my Ravelry page. It has quite a wide neck, almost a rolled hem. It's got slightly belled sleeves with an I-cord bind off, and it has a cable chart down the side, which I designed. I adjusted it from one of my books quite heavily, and yeah, I am really pleased with this. It's slightly oversized, but just sits just on my hip, and the sleeve is just below the elbow, maybe a couple of inches below. I can't believe how pleased I am with this pattern. The way it fits me is, yeah, I'm really so happy with it that I actually ripped out, and I might insert some footage here or at the end, a jumper that I had got halfway down the body that was mohair held with fingering weight yarn, so that I can knit another one. It might be a slightly different version. I've already changed the chart to something that flows a bit more. Whether I do a cardigan version or just a full length version with more slightly larger belled sleeves that hug it in at the, maybe at the bracelet sort of length rather than the full length sleeve. I'm not sure yet, but I can't say much about the pattern writing on this or anything because it's just me. The notes worked. The Excel chart worked. So yeah, overall, very happy with this. It's got quite some love on Instagram, which is really kind. Alex and I went for a wander at the weekend. We've had to take it a bit easy from kind of personal reasons, and we took our camera, well, Alex took his camera out when we went for our walk and captured some nice pictures of it, which he's quite a good little photographer. Yeah, so really happy with that one. I was going to wear it today, but this was my outfit today. I was not feeling purple to wear, yet I have made nothing but purple to wear. What am I working on? So I have just 2 things to show you that I'm working on. I haven't put anything into my Mohair black lace shawl, which is a shawl for an art lover. I have worked on another jumper that just doesn't, it's not enough quite to show you yet. Not anything that I've designed, just a lovely pattern that I'm knitting for the second time, and I'm working on a test knit, which is not a secret, but again, I didn't want to waffle too long today. But I will share it either next week, I'll do another episode, or the week after. So yeah, I don't know why there's greenery on this. Oh, it's because I've been knitting in the garden. So I won a competition last year, which was very sweet, when Rachel from Unwind Knitwear started her Ravelry group. And I'd actually been spying her Sand and Sunsets cardigan for ever since it was put into testing. I really wanted to test it, but at the time I didn't have any time to do so, and I have finally cast it on. I am using a very affordable yarn, and it is Paint Box Yarns DK in cotton DK, and these are the colours that I've gone for. I've gone for Stormy Grey, Slate Grey and Black. Not particularly summery, but these two are fairly light, and it doesn't, well, this is all it'll use of this colour, this black. So I was umming and ahhing. I was thinking, oh, I could do a dark purple and like a really dark purple. But this is going to get worn quite a lot. I wear these, I don't know, you'll be able to see, these linen trousers a lot. Summer, winter, you name it. I've got short versions in exactly the same colour. I just thought this would be perfect in the summer, in the evening, and maybe even around the house. It's a very cool cardigan. Maybe I'll pop a picture in too. And it's knitted from side to side, a bit like the By the Campfire cardigan that she did. And I haven't got very far on it, but that's because the test knit's taken up a bit more of my time. But this is where we are. Sorry about the jangling of the needles. See if I can pop them between my legs. There we go. So it uses linen stitch, which is one of my favourites. I don't find that it takes me too much longer to work up than just stockinette, and mosaic knitting, which is the first time I've ever done it. I actually didn't go down quite as much of a needle size as Rachel did, and when I swatched it, it was in line nicely with the linen, but it has poofed out a little bit, so for the rest I might go down to the same needle as Rachel. But so far, really enjoying this. I am not sure that mosaic knitting is for me. This is no, I just don't enjoy it as much as normal colour work, but I think this makes sense for the cotton. I don't think you'd really, I'm sure people do colour work in it, but I just think this is a very good technique for doing colour work in cotton. So I'm really pleased. I am enjoying the mosaic knitting. I'm not saying I just don't like it. It's just, it's not as fun to me as stranded. So yeah, overall really pleased with this so far. I'm going for medium length and medium both on the sleeves and the body, and that is something that it comes within the pattern. You can do, it's got 4 different sizes, I think, each with different, within that you could have a medium length body and long sleeves, or short sleeves and a long body, or yeah. So it's very beautifully written, it's very clear. Rachel holds your hand without she puts a lot of information in there for you, but it's very clear. You could just continue reading just the pattern, or you can read the side notes if you need the extra help. So I recommend her patterns, I really do. And one more whip, which isn't all that exciting, to be honest. Well, it is. It's fun. It's a hoe, actually. I don't know why, but on Tuesday night, I just craved knitting a sock. Initially I was like, oh, I want to do a colourwork sock. No, I just wanted to knit some stockinette. I think that was it, on a fine gauge. So I cast on some shorties. I'm going to over dye these. This was my Grinch colourway, and this colourway was for Alex, and I dyed it up especially, and then realised that it matched the colour of the seats for his commute, and had been my commute for years. She's kind of upsetting, so I might even over dye his socks without him knowing, to something a little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, simple. I believe I just checked the Rose City roller, how that was shaped, and then went off piste and did my own fish lips kilt. I think I'm done today, aren't I? A fish lips kiss heel, which is a fantastic pattern and a slightly more rounded toe. And that's it. Very simple. That knitted up over a couple of evenings, and then I've just been putting a few rows on this one as and when. And yeah, there'll just be some shorty socks that I get to over dye, because I have missed dyeing. I have not dyed anything in probably a month now, so I am quite looking forward to getting those done, just so that I can do some over dyeing. And that is it for what I've been doing. I got a really lovely parcel from Jess of Ginger Twist Studio, who is offering mystery kits at the moment. The word that I suggested was the word grow, and Jess is amazing. She sent me the lock packet. Should have done my vocal warm-ups. Tongue twisters. The lock pattern by Tin Can Knits, which is a cute hat and mittens pattern. And the yarn she sent me to go with it, look at this colour, and it's called Oregon. There you go, is the colourway name, and it's her hand-dyed pin-up sport yarn, and it's 300 metres for 100 grams, 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And this would be enough to do the whole kit, so that would be fun. And then as a bonus, I got this gorgeous yarn too, which is right up my street and not something that I've been able to knit with that much lately. Just some really nice natural yarn. So this is brown. It is 50 grams of yarn, and it was produced last year. And it feels lovely. I am really excited to knit with this one. Not sure quite the meterage on it, but I will have a little check, do some research, and figure out what I can do. In the package I also got super cute a little pin badge. Oh, you can't, yeah, with her logo, which is also on this gorgeous bag, which Alex took out with him with his camera in. Yeah, very cute. I was very excited when I received that. So yeah, that's all, folks. No, yeah, I have said it now, so right. On that note, I am going to go and make myself a hot beverage. I think this is the first time I haven't had one. I'm going to maybe do a little bit of exercise, just a half an hour blast in the front room with some tiny little dumbbells, just get the brain flowing a little bit and working. And then hopefully you will get to see this today. On that, I do hope you are keeping well. I hope that you are spending time with loved ones, or at least staying in good contact with them. It's a really hard time for almost everyone. There's some people really working hard that I think people are showing how much they appreciate it, which is wonderful. But yeah, do stay in touch with people. I know that it's easy to fall out of communication and then that becomes a bit strange. But do try. I think I always go about oxytocin as a hormone. It's wonderful. All you need is a cuddle or a hug to receive it. Smiling, again, laughing, they all boost your immune system, which is something that we should all be not necessarily dead set and focused on, but trying to boost where we can. So yeah, on that, keep well, keep knitting, and I hope to speak to you again very soon. So a little peek into what we've been up to. We've done some good cooking, including nettle pasta, sage and rosemary almost focaccia. Here's some yarn that I was winding. This is Moonchild and Daydreamer. And then we've been on quite a few bike rides and walks in the park as and when we've been able to. Here is some very quick footage of undoing quite some projects. I think I unravelled 6 unfinished whips that day, including 2 almost finished jumpers or tops. That was a cotton DK weight top, a summer fingering weight top and a mohair jumper. So here we went on another walk, and it was very much sponsored by the colour Lilac and the golden hour sunshine.